Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today let's talk about supplies. We'll keep it simple for now, and as we go through the course together, I'll introduce you to more of my favorite materials. But for now, let's keep it easy and stress-free. So if all you have is a graphite pencil or a #2 pencil, I believe this is an HB. That's all you really need. So just a pencil and blank paper. That's enough. That's it. You can get started. Don't feel like you need to invest in fancy supplies right away. You can do a lot with just the most basic tools. Now, if you have access to more art supplies or you just want to upgrade what you have, I actually recommend experimenting beyond a standard graphite pencil. So graphite pencils can limit us a little bit. It's hard to get a really wide range with a single pencil. Normally you need a set of graphite pencils. And another issue that I find with these is that they give us kind of a glossy finish, and that can make it hard for us to judge our value sometimes. So this is about as dark as I'm going to get with this pencil. To light. So let me quickly introduce you to a few of my favorite drawing pencils. Each one gives you a really nice range of values, and they're all made from slightly different materials. So this is one of my favorite pencils here. It's a Derwent Drawing Ivory Black 6700. And it's got a very smooth, buttery texture when you make your mark. It feels really good. Even the sound it makes when you're drawing is really nice. This might sound silly, but I've tried some pencils that are too scratchy. They make this really weird sound. They almost get stuck on the paper, and I just don't like the way they feel. So there's great pencils that make great marks, but I just didn't like the texture. So again, this is one of my favorite ones. It's wax based, so again, it's very smooth. And again, you can get some very, very dark values. And if you compare how dark this is here versus how dark the graphite is, you can really tell that with something like this, you get a really wide range. So you can go from very, very dark to very, very light. Another pencil I love is this Conté. And I like using a 2B. So this is made with a blend of carbon and black chalk, so it gives you a really nice, rich, deep black. The texture is a little drier than the previous pencil that I showed, but the darks you get are amazing. And these pencils are a bit thick, so you're going to need a sharpener that can fit this pencil, or that can fit the tip, or you're going to have to learn how to sharpen your pencils with a blade or a knife. And just a heads up, if you drop these, the core starts to break on the inside. Like, I have this really bad habit of tapping my pencils, and I think that also does damage to them. Or sometimes you just get a really bad pencil, and what happens is that every time you sharpen it and you bring out the tip, it just falls off. So sometimes you're going to get these where they're kind of useless. You can't really use them as intended. Of course, you can save like the tip and maybe just draw with a small tip. But again, sometimes you're going to get a bad pencil. But even with those struggles, I like to keep these because, again, you get a very nice range of values here. The darks are just really nice. So up next is this Wolff's Carbon Royal Sovereign 6B. And this one has a carbon-based core. It's thinner than the first two pencils that I showed, so any standard sharpener is going to work great with these. I like using a long tip sharpener. These are less fragile. They're not going to break as easy as the Contés. But again, this also gives you a very nice range of values, and it's going to give you a lot darker color than the regular graphite. I don't know if you can hear it, but it also has this like dry feel to it. It's not as smooth as the oil or wax-based pencils. And finally, the Blackwing 602. So I love using these pencils. I know a lot of people do not like these, and they are a bit overpriced for a pencil. But if you've never used a Blackwing, I recommend it. Just give it a try and see. Give it a try and see what you think. These have a blend of graphite and wax, so it's still pretty smooth, and you can get a surprisingly wide range of values, which is what I really enjoy. It's not going to be as dark as some of the other pencils, but I think it's a little bit darker than the graphite, which makes it good enough, you know. Now let's quickly talk about paper. For practice, newsprint is my go-to. It's super cheap, and I don't have to stress out about making mistakes, but it's not archival, so it will yellow and fade over time. But for practice sketches, it's perfect. Now regular printer paper that you see here, this also works too. When I'm home, I usually draw on loose leaves. When I go out, I usually carry my sketchbook. Sketchbooks are also a great option. You know, it keeps everything together, and you're always ready to go. Now, aside from a paper and pencil, the other thing you'll need is just a sharpener. So I like electric sharpeners. I have one that gives me a long tip, and it works both on the thicker pencils and these regular standard pencils. Now, we don't even need an eraser yet. We won't need an eraser for the first few lessons. I think erasers are awesome tools, but if you get into a bad habit of just erasing everything at first, you'll never learn how to control your lines. So for now, instead of erasing our marks, we're just going to practice drawing very lightly. That way we end up with construction marks that are very easy to cover. But again, for the first few lessons, we won't even need an eraser. To get started, all you really need is a pencil, some paper, and a comfortable place to sit. That's it. I want to keep the start of this journey simple and fun and stress-free, so don't get carried away with materials. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more of my favorite art supplies. See you soon.